Hey, it's Laura with Jot and Tittle Vintage Typewriters, and time for another tutorial. Well, actually, it's not. This one's not going to be a tutorial. I'm excited to show off this Olympia SF, but it's not a typical SF. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It could be a Splendid series, or it could be a Diplomat. There's just some different things about it. It's a gorgeous color. I actually have not ever seen this color in the travel typewriter with Olympia before. And it has some unique things to it. So we're going to take a look at it. And I will say in the video, I forgot to mention that one of the other things that is different on this particular SF is the margin release. So on most of the SF series, including the Splendids, the 33, 66, 99, the margin release has 4 dots on it. This one does not. It has the MR. Now, I have come across a few of the basic SF that has the MR, but not many. And then it also has a 95 prefix, and I do talk about that in the video. So maybe we could look at it together and see what it is. It is definitely, even though it's a little bit faded, it is definitely, I think, supposed to be the blue color. Though when you stick it next to something that actually is blue, it looks teal. But I think this is supposed to be the blue. And it's a smooth surface, shiny finish, gloss finish. It's gorgeous. So why don't you take a watch here real quick and see what you think. Oh, but before we get started, I thought I would give you guys a quick view of the lake today. Here we go. It's a perfect day. It's quiet. There's hardly anybody on the lake today. That's Table Rock Lake. Zoom in a little bit. Such a beautiful day. And the cicadas are finally gone, died. It was brutally loud here for so long. And, oh, I guess it's not too bad. I come out here in the mornings, and then we have our dinner out here in the evenings. And then this is my herb garden. But this is Southwest Missouri, the Table Rock Lake. All right, time to get back to work. Okay, so this is the SF I have for you today, the Olympia, but I don't think this is a regular SF. One, I've never seen one in this color. This is I suppose it's supposed to be blue. It reminds me of the Alpine blue of Smith Corona, but it also has this tealish look to it. I guess it depends on the lighting. Also, this edition has, see if you can see, that S logo on the escapement, whereas on the regular SFs, there's no logo, or on the SF Deluxe, it says Deluxe. So, not sure what that's supposed to mean. I've done a little bit of research, but my time is limited, so I can't spend hours. And then the third thing is, I came across an an Olympia Diplomat SF that has this logo on the escapement, and it has the same prefix. This has a 95 prefix on the serial number. And also the Diplomat has the smooth colored finish. In fact, the one I saw had kind of a red color like this. This is a beautiful case. I've never seen a case like this. It's kind of like a striped red and black. It's really beautiful. It's like a burnt red. And so it looks like the Diplomat. It has the logo like the Diplomat. It has the serial number like the Diplomat, but it does not have the Diplomat logo. So the Diplomat has this Olympia, and then it says Diplomat underneath. So if you guys have any insight on that, let me know. I am leaning toward the fact that this is a Diplomat because it has a different prefix than a regular SF, and it has this insignia and the color of this, because the other SFs have a textured finish I don't know that all of them do. Some of the SFs are like, you know, the off-white with the turquoise accents. But the other ones that are a solid color usually are a matte textured finish. So anyway, let me know what you think. Either way, I'm pretty sure it's a 1959 because then the serial number lined up with both the Diplomat and the regular SFs that I could find out there to be a 1959. All right, let's do some typing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this paper out so we can kind of start. That's the other thing. There was no other logos or symbols or anything else on the typewriter. It is made in Western Germany. So it's, I think the dating is right on it. It's just, I am not sure. And, you know, looking at this color again, it's definitely faded because in the light, this area definitely looks teal, but this right here is blue. And I don't know if it's going to show up in the video, the color. Maybe it does right there. You can kind of see the color difference. So what I'm thinking is some of this paint has faded because it's a little bit uneven. Not entirely, but there's a little bit of yellowing to it as well. It is actually stunning. I'm loving the look of this typewriter. I have not done a typing demo on it yet. This video is just kind of give you guys an under the hood look to this model and see what you guys think about it. I will type on it so you can hear it. Again, I love this cover for this case. As with almost all of them, there was a little bit of broken, the zipper's a little bit broken, but not too bad. And let's go ahead and take a look how this works. Now, I have not, like I said, I haven't typed on it yet. So we're doing this blind, but that's okay. So back here, let me put this down, is I saw that was the margins. So let me lift that up. Here are the margins, press and drag. Press and drag. Here's the plate that tells you it was made in Western Germany. Oops, that hit the phone there. There is your paper holder there, and the button for that was right here. What was that? Yeah, we'll put it down. There's a tiny, tiny lever. I don't even know if you can see that. It's right there. That releases your paper holder. We already set the margins. I'm going to bring mine in a little bit because I'll do the typing demo. I'll just do the demo here for you guys, and then I'll just copy it over to the customers, because by the time you see this, this typewriter may or may not still be available. They go usually pretty quick. And this is more of the tutorial. Okay, so right here is our paper release. So we're on the right side, and there's a back lever. That's going to be the paper release. The front one is going to be the carriage release. And that is only, from what I can tell, only on the right side. There is a carriage lock. I had it on earlier. Oh, it's this right here. Okay, let me lift it up. Right here, another little lever. This is your carriage lock. And that will, there it goes. If you tap it centered, it'll, and you've got your carriage lock on, it'll engage. So if you heard that click, it engaged. I can't move my carriage. So to unlock it, I'll push it back. You can see it jump over, and now my carriage is unlocked. Before you put this in your case, you fold your handle down. Here, there we go. And you just push it down and fold it down so it's flat with the top. This is great for travel. If you want something, if you love to go to coffee shops or cafes or picnic tables, this is something you'll want to take. It's perfect for that. Okay, on the left side here is your line selector. One, double. Oh, it does have a triple. Usually the small ones. And then that one is just, it disengages the advancing. Okay, so here is your roller handles to advance your platen. There's your bell. It sounds really good. And then to open up the top, usually I grab it here, but you can't because your type bars are here. So there's a little place underneath and you can just pop it up. And you can see it's got those that will go in these little rubber holes here. Okay, so this one is a single color typewriter, meaning you just pick one color ribbon, a 2-color ribbon. You can type with it, but you can't change back and forth between colors. I suppose you can flip the ribbon over if you want. So you have these 2 little metal arms that are holding the typewriter ribbon spools down. And so to remove them, you just pull that back, pop it out, super duper easy, pop it in. It is messy, so make sure you're wearing gloves when you're changing out your ribbon. You're going to have to slide it through. By the way, that's your manual ribbon reversal. And this is a unique, I've never seen a guide wire look like this. So and people wonder, I get comments ever so often, people are very frustrated that we don't show how to actually thread the ribbon. And the reason is you can't see us thread it because the hands are in the way. So I will take this ribbon out, but you're not going to see how I took it out. So I am going to try that. So I was able to get it out pretty easily. And it looks like, let me hold it up. It's going to thread this way. See my fingernail go through. I hope you can see that. I don't know. It's just really, really hard to video. And honestly, I have limited time. This is not our full-time gig. My husband works full-time and I publish a magazine. So we work on typewriters 1 day a week and we do what we can in the time we have. Okay, my husband sometimes will go down and, work in his shop for an hour in the evening after work. But for the most part, 1 day a week is when we focus on the typewriter. So I'm sorry that we can't give you more. We give you what we can. All right, I'm going to hold this up. And if you need to pause or take a screenshot of what it looks like to be threaded through, this is what it looks like. You're going to want to thread it through the vibrator. You can tell you need to thread it underneath these metal pieces behind the middle one. And then also on both sides, the ribbon goes up and around like that. And that's the case for most typewriters, not all, but most. They'll go up and around. Okay, so I hope that helps. And then when you get to the end of the spool, let's see, we're going this way. Type, 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 type. Eventually you'll get to the end of the spool and it'll stop on you. Or, when you're typing, the font will get really faint. Then you need to reverse the direction of your ribbon and you just tap and tap. And that's how you manually reverse the direction. When the cover is on, you'll see, put that back on, make sure it's snapped all the way down. You can touch it with your finger right here. So it's a very easy ribbon reversal. Yes, there are ribbons that will auto reverse. It doesn't have to do necessarily with the typewriter. It has to do more with the ribbon. If the ribbon has a grommet, a little metal grommet at the very end of each side of the ribbon, it should trigger an auto reversal. But if it doesn't, or you don't have a grommet, then you just manually do it right here, okay? Down here, you've got obviously your keyboard, no number 1, so you use lowercase l or uppercase I. I prefer the lowercase l so you don't have to shift. On this, I did read a comment on a blog that, they don't like it that the carriage, some of the older, so originally typewriters, when you would shift, it lifts the whole carriage. And then later, the floating shift became the latest, greatest thing with typewriters, meaning that the escapement, where the type bars are, the typing basket, would move instead of the carriage. And the reason that's a big deal is because your pinky, it can get heavy on your pinky to shift the carriage, and it's a little more clunky. So this one has a carriage shift. Here's your shift lock. You've got your margin release, and so what that is, you're typing and you get all the way to your margin and the carriage stops like it should, but you're in the middle of a word. You can hit margin release and then you should be able to keep going. And so what I'll do is let me put in a piece of paper and we will test that. So when you load your paper, I should have walked through, in case you didn't know, you put your paper right behind here against this plastic ruler and behind the blue plate. Come all the way through, make sure it's underneath this bar. And then you can type. There's my bell. Hold on, I don't have my margin in far enough. Let's try that again. Okay, now it's stopped. I should be able to hit my margin release and keep going. Yep. And then now you can go to the next line. So over here, you've got your backspace. This arrow is your backspace. Remember, it does not erase, it just backspaces. When you shift, it gives you access to the symbols and to the uppercase. And without the shift, obviously lowercase and the numbers. So that is your Olympia SF or SF Diplomat. I'm not sure. If you've got an SF, take a look at your escapement. Tell me if you've got a logo on yours or if it says anything. Tell me what you think. And if you know your serial number, which, hold on, let's see if we can find the serial number. I'm not very good at finding serial numbers. My husband is, because that's what he does. I usually need glasses and a flashlight to find it, but I think a lot of times, maybe it's on the right side. Let me check. Oh, there it is. Right here, and you're probably not going to be able to read it, but right here is your serial number. And I am going to need glasses or a flashlight anyway to be able to see it because it's too dark for me to read it. But that is where your serial number is. So let me know if you have a 95 prefix. The prefix is going to be under the bell. I can tell it's under the bell because I can't see it here, but I can see that there's something typed underneath there. So I have my serial number right here, which is a 21 something. I can't read it. So the two numbers before the 6-digit number. If you have a 95, tell me if you've got Diplomat here or if you have that symbol and in what kind of a finish you have. I'm really curious to know because I'm trying to figure out what kind of SF this is. All right. Thanks for watching. And if you stuck around this long, give me a like. I always forget to ask for that. Subscribe if you don't. And join our weekly email list. I send out an email every Saturday, and I like to engage with other typewriters. All right, you all have a great day.